What a week. One more call to get through, and then it is Binge City. All right, what do we got here? Tiger King. Been there, done that. Bridgerton, too girly. Chicago Bears highlights, that'll be too short. Convocation 2021, 55th anniversary special edition. This is a must-see. Good morning and welcome to Convocation 2021. I'm Professor of Speech Communication Joe LaBarbera, and we are delighted to welcome you to a mostly in-person Convocation 2021. I am just delighted to serve as your MC. Now, before we get into the program, we do have a few housekeeping items to remind you of. In the unlikely event of an emergency, we would ask that you calmly and quietly please exit the gym through one of the many exits. You have exits in the front of the gym, there are some behind you, and in the back, please take a moment to notice the exit that is, I guess I'm socially distanced. Please take freedom! Please take a moment to notice the exit that may be nearest you. Now, after holding our virtual event last year, we're hoping that you're just as excited as I am to get a little bit of normalcy back here at FSCJ. And it's great to see people in front of you for the first time in quite a while. And we're also happy to have the opportunity to welcome those of you who are joining us virtually. Thank you for being here. There are, of course, many others who at this very moment are busy working to ensure that our students have everything they need to successfully begin their classes next week. Now, thanks to our friends in facilities, to our friends in security, and everyone else who is working hard, our team members from student services, the business offices, who are busy assisting students as they prepare for their first day of the semester on Monday. This year marks the 55th anniversary of the very first classes we ever offered students in this community. At that time, we were known as Florida Junior College, and on our opening day, it was August of 1966. I was 4 years old. We set a national record with 2,321 enrolled students. It was a remarkable feat from a remarkable institution. Now, things have changed quite a bit since that time. For example, our name, it's changed, and more than once. But one thing has remained the same, the real reason we are here, and that is to serve our community and anyone who wishes to better themselves through higher education. I've always been a firm believer that we can solve so many of the world's problems through education, and this institution is doing just that. Now, in celebration of this milestone, we're working on a time capsule project. You may have heard about it. We'll soon begin collecting various items to fill that time capsule. And you may read a little bit more about this in your program, but be on the lookout for more information about this incredible program. The specifics are coming to you soon. It'll be a way that you can participate, and it'll also provide information on the celebration as we seal this container. Thanks to all of you who engaged with us through our online survey. It was great to hear about what you did this past year. Things that were just a little bit out of the ordinary for you that you sometimes wouldn't have time to do. It's been great to hear about what it's been like for you. And we have some of that information from your responses. As it turns out, 52% of you binge-watched 3, 4, and even 5 show series over the past year. I even took the time to learn a new song, which I may share with you a little bit later on. We also learned that all of you prioritized your goals over the past year, whether it was focusing on current goals or completely changing your path and setting new goals so you could reach new milestones. It's amazing what a change in your perspective and routine can do for your determination and for your motivation. So to get today's program started, I'd like to introduce new District Board of Trustees Chair, Mr. Mike Bell. He was appointed to the board in August of 2017. He served as the vice chair for Nassau County in 2019 and was elected to serve as chair during the August Board of Trustees meeting. He has been a tremendous partner and a friend to FSCJ. So at this time, please join me in welcoming Board Chair Bell.
Thank you, Joe, and good morning, FSCJ. It is such a great honor for me to be with you this morning to celebrate what I'm sure is going to be another wonderful academic year here at FSCJ. Since joining the District Board of Trustees in August of 2017, I've had the privilege of learning about the incredible, truly incredible work that you all do, the breadth of programs, learning opportunities, and enrichment initiatives that FSCJ provides for this community is nothing short of amazing. When I have the opportunity to speak to someone in the community about FSCJ, I make it a priority to talk about the individuals, all of you, who make all of this incredible work possible, from our wonderful president, Dr. A, to the esteemed faculty and staff who provide the foundation and opportunities for learning and growth to take place. So it's truly my honor to play a small part in the success and future of this college. It's also my honor to serve alongside an incredibly dedicated group of individuals who make up our District Board of Trustees, and I'd like to take a moment to introduce each one. Fellow trustees, as I read your name, if you would, please stand to be recognized. And Ms. Laura DeBella, Nassau County Vice Chair. Mr. Wayne Young, Duval County Vice Chair. Dr. Jennifer Brown. Mr. Hunt Hawkins. And I believe that's, yep, okay. Ms. Chantel Davis, Mr. Rod Odom, and Mac McGee were unable to join us today, but I'm sure they're wishing us well as we kick this off. We have one more? Is it Dr. Shaw? Is Dr. Shaw here? Oh, wonderful. Dr. Shaw, where are you here? Oh, I see. Okay. Dr. Shaw couldn't be with us either. On behalf of the entire District Board of Trustees, I want to once again thank you for your dedication to this institution, your commitment to excellence and quality improvement, and most especially to doing all you can to ensure our students have what they need to reach the goals they've set out to accomplish. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Board Chair Bell. Good morning, colleagues. Sounds so good to hear that in person. Welcome to our 2021 Convocation ceremony. I'm Provost and Vice President of Academic Affairs, Dr. John Wall, and I am so excited to be here today. I want to say thank you all who are joining us on FSCJ Online and those of you who have come out today. It's really a great boost to see you here. It's great to see everybody because we've been just looking at each other on screens for months, and this is a nice way to change the interaction. And I'm honored to work here aside all of you, our dedicated faculty and staff, even if it's only been from afar. I'm looking forward to reconnecting. But I can't begin to tell you how excited I am to start the process of coming back together and bringing our students back to campus. Both individually and collectively as an institution, we have so much to be proud of. We've achieved so much since the pandemic came here in March of 2020. We've worked collaboratively to serve the needs of our students and to help them adapt to new ways of learning. We've developed and implemented new live online option so that our students continue with their academic pursuits without sacrificing the personal touch points that we know many of them need to be successful. And we have continued, really even elevated, our support services for students' academic, financial, emotional, and physical wellness. And this is the time that they have needed us most. We've developed new ways of doing things that have increased our efficiency, our productivity, and we continue to do that across the institution. Throughout this time, we've also been given the opportunity to evaluate and reinvent some of the things that maybe aren't working as well as they should. And we've taken on all of that. This year's convocation theme, "We're Better Together," could not be more true. It's in the tough times when we're really able to shine. And I think this institution has done just that. From all areas of the college, we've seen collaboration, teamwork, ingenuity, support, and creativity that has led us to where we are today. I just want to take this opportunity to thank you all again for coming together in partnership, for being flexible, innovative, and laser-focused on seeing that our students succeed. Every one of you deserves recognition for this, for all you have done on a daily basis for FSCJ and for the good of our students. Among all those recognitions, each year, we're pleased to give special acknowledgement to faculty and staff who were nominated by colleagues and students to receive the APC, CEC, and faculty awards. I'm certain you've seen the communications that were shared with the names of this year's recipients, but we'd like to once again acknowledge these individuals for their outstanding work. As I read the name of each awards recipient, would you please stand if you are here? And I'm going to begin with our 2020 Distinguished Faculty Award recipients. So first, Dr. Audrey Ante, Professor of English. Chef Rich Grigsby, Professor of Culinary Management. Dr. Doug Kynes, Professor of Biological Sciences. Professor Catherine Rifkin, Professor of English for students, speakers of other languages. And Professor Alan Zuby of Advanced Manufacturing. Deep, deep congratulations to all of you, and please continue your outstanding work. Our Distinguished Adjunct Faculty Award recipient was Professor of English, Lubna Abusi, who is not able to be here with us today. But congratulations, Lubna. We're pleased also to congratulate the Administrative and Professional Collaborative Exceptional Service and Initiative Award recipient, Associate Director of Training and Professional Development, Martina Perry. Congratulations, Martina, and feel the love. That's nice. The Career Employees Council Recognition of Excellence Award recipient is Senior Faculty Development Specialist, Stephen Gunter. Congratulations to you, Stephen, and feel the love. I have chills hearing applause, real people. Thank you for being here. You know, as you made your way in this morning, I'm sure you probably saw the slides with the names of employees who are celebrating years of service milestones, 10, 15, 20, 25, and even 30 years with the college. Thank you all once again for your dedication and commitment. Now at this time, I'd like to acknowledge my fellow members of the executive leadership team. So as I read their name, I would ask you to stand and please remain standing. And then in the spirit of the teamwork that Dr. Avendano has talked about us achieving, I'll ask everybody, hold your applause and let's maybe acknowledge the group at once. So first, Dr. Jarrett Dumichel, Interim Vice President of Institutional Effectiveness and Advancement. Dr. Cedric Gibson, Associate Vice President of Workforce and Entrepreneurship. Dr. Linda Herlocker, Vice President of Student Services. Jill Johnson, Chief Communications Officer. Thank you. Mark Lacey, Chief Human Resource Officer. Lisa Moore, Chief Officer of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. And Cleve Warren, Executive Director of the Foundation. Can we please acknowledge them now? We'd also like to recognize all who have gone on to complete a degree or certificate program this past year, either here at FSCJ or at another educational institution. We applaud your commitment in your education, in pursuing your educational goals, and congratulate you on your success. If those of you who have completed those degrees or certificates have not already done so, please allow us to honor you officially by going through the earned degree recognition process. That information can be found on the HR website, or you can email employment@fscj.edu to let us know and with any questions you have. We're hopeful that many of you have also completed one or more professional development activities over the past academic year, whether through our own programming at a virtual or live conference or convention. Your personal and professional growth and learning makes FSCJ stronger. And at this time, I'd like to introduce Associate Vice President of Academic Operations, Dr. Rich Turner, to provide an update on My Grad Plan, our new student success platform. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Wall. Good morning, colleagues. I want to take just a few minutes to provide a quick update of where we are with EAB Navigate, as we branded it, My Grad Plan. So really, talking points for this morning: what is My Grad Plan? We've already soft launched the platform. I'll update you with that. We'll include a discussion of the functionality that's currently live in the platform. We'll discuss the full launch of the platform, which is scheduled for mid-October. We'll talk about the added functionality that will go live at that full launch, and then some final milestones that will happen in support of the summer 2022 enrollment. So what is My Grad Plan? For those who've never heard that before, EAB Navigate, My Grad Plan, is a student success management system. It's designed to bring together students, administrators, advisors, and faculty in a collaborative network to holistically support the students across their college journey. Navigate is also designed to assist students as they navigate the complexities of the college experience on their own. So the soft launch. In June of 2021, working with the LLCs, we conducted a soft launch of My Grad Plan with the following functionality enabled. The staff side of the platform, you'll see a couple of screenshots in a moment. Appointment scheduling, obviously just for the LLC at this time, but it can be expanded. The calendar functionality, resources, study buddies, and class schedule. This is a picture, a screenshot of the actual staff side of the platform. I've redacted the student name, the student ID, and the student photo. But you can see just in the overview the information that's being provided to the advisors. Student GPA, total credits earned, completion percentage, D or F grades, withdrawn courses, program of study, most recent enrollment, all from the Overview tab. From the Overview, and in fact all tabs, the advisor or anyone in the platform can text a student, email a student, add a student to a communications list, or set an appointment with the student with just the click of a button. I've jumped over to the course information. This is probably the most robust point you'll ever find anywhere in our system about the student's enrollment history. We're looking at the spring 2021. You can see the classes the student was enrolled in. You can see their grades. You can see their professor. You can see every class they've dropped, as well as any classes they've withdrawn from, all from the Overview screen. I'm now jumping to the student side of the platform. You'll notice it says Hello Blue or Hey Blue. That's our test student, Mr. Blue Wave. As you look at this, all of the functionality on the left is live with the exception of to-dos. We'll talk about that in a moment. But events, appointments, study buddies, resources, and class schedule all live right now during the soft launch. As you can tell, there's nothing for the student to do today. There's no event for the student. This is the appointments section. Imagine the student being able to pick every appointment type that's there, quickly find available time, select the date, select the campus, select the time, an appointment is scheduled. Keep in mind, this appointment now has analytics connected to it. If the student shows up, if the student does not show up. It has all types of connectivity with student behavior and student outcomes right in the platform. Jumping to the resource tab, you can see the resources are broken apart by different types of resources. But what I did just for demonstration is I just searched for advising. You can see it pulled back all of the campus advising centers. So I clicked on Kent. And here, with just one click of the button in the platform, the student can click a map that shows them where Kent Campus Advising is. They can jump from here directly to the advising web space. They can email advising@fscj.edu. They can call 2300. Oh, and they have exactly where the building and suite is on Kent campus. All in one tab, resources for the student within My Grad Plan. This is a listing of the student's class schedule. You can see it's for the fall term. Again, you have all of these are online. You have 2 of them are accelerated. The student can actually click into these courses for additional information. Equally, they can view this on a schedule view where their schedule is placed on an Outlook calendar. So all of those classes that meet on a day and a time, they see that like on a calendar blocked off. So it's easy to understand your schedule and how you might want to make changes. So the planned full launch. So the planned full launch is currently scheduled for mid-October of 2021. Added features will include the Majors Explorer. This is much like Career Coach, except now it's built directly into the platform. Holds will be brought into the platform and displayed to the student. That's holds that block enrollment. Along with the hold will be student-friendly language on steps they need to take to clear that hold so they can get enrolled. Equally, we've fashioned an intake survey where we gather critical information from the student, actionable information that really we take steps and push them information as to-dos or actually contact the student with that additional information. We'll launch the to-dos as well, where you push to the student important things they need to get done at critical times in their enrollment cycle. And then probably the crown jewel of it all, academic planning. And again, I'll show you a screenshot from that. That will go live in October as well. So with the assistance of marketing, we've launched a communications plan. We're already building out the faculty and staff landing page, as well as the student landing page. Content will be added to orientation, encouraging students to log into the platform and download the app. So this is just a screenshot of the planner, the degree planning function within My Grad Plan. A lot of information. Let me just give you some highlights. You can see this student is an AA, and in fact the student, if you look below plan suggestions, is on the base plan. So we've built out 72 transfer majors already. The student can test drive those, select those, and it'll update here. Equally, we've built out our AS plans as well as our bachelor plans. As you look at this, and you would scroll up and down, the student clearly can see the order that the classes are recommended to be taken in, those that are already completed, those that are in progress, those that the student is enrolled in the future, and as the student plans them, it will indicate a planned indicator. This is clear information about what's coming, what should be next, and has the student completed that or planned it. This also provides a sandbox where advisors can work directly with students, synchronously and asynchronously, to work on that degree plan together. So the final milestones. In the summer of 2022, we will launch the search feature within My Grad Plan, as well as one-button registration. So imagine the student builds their schedule, seeing it on that calendar, that weekly calendar, and then with one button they register for those classes. In just 2 months, the official launch of My Grad Plan, mid-October. Working with EAB, we will set up additional information sessions, and I would close with this point. Expect to hear more about this exciting topic, this exciting product in the coming months. Thank you.
Clear? Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Turner. There's so much that goes on behind the scenes to help our students achieve success. Aside from the obvious needs that students may have with academics, there are plenty of other needs where they just need a little extra help to meet even some of their most basic needs. And this is where our initiative, Single Stop, really comes into play. To truly support our students, we need to become a student-ready college. That means we support all students and meet them where they are, both inside and outside the classroom. So let's watch this video together and learn more.
We know our students are strong, ambitious, hardworking, and motivated. We are so proud of you for taking this next step in your academic journey. We also know it's not always easy to be a student these days. Your work inside the classroom can be challenging enough, but the world outside the classroom has its share of challenges as well. From taking difficult classes and cramming for tests, to juggling priorities and staying motivated, everyone struggles at one point or another. Sometimes there are challenges you're faced with that you didn't expect, but FSCJ wants to help you succeed. We know college expenses aren't the only thing you're paying for. There's also childcare, transportation, housing, health and dental insurance. It's all a balancing act. The majority of our FSCJ students work either part-time or full-time while taking classes to help pay for the things they need. Still, some of your fellow students have told us they don't know when or where their next meal will come from. And more than half shared that their housing situation wasn't always secure.
The challenges of being a student definitely come from staying on top of your work, as well as being able to work an actual paying job, as well as paying for the bills that you need to pay, such as the apartment and phone bill, and even food sometimes becomes a little challenging to pay. So that's definitely where I'm at right now, but we're trying to make it work.
Students like Johnny are why FSCJ is so proud to have partnered with a program called Single Stop to help with these everyday challenges and connect students with critical resources so they can remain in school and continue on their academic or career path. Single Stop is designed to help students like you access the benefits, resources, and services they need to stay in school.
Students shouldn't be embarrassed to ask for help because it's an issue that a lot more students face than they realize. So they aren't the only ones that might be struggling with that problem. And we want to create a space to eliminate that judgment. And so by normalizing asking for help and normalizing those services, we know students will be able to succeed in the classroom.
They helped me with my SNAP application, as well as they referred me to the Hope Food Pantry in order for me to gather up food for the week to prevent me from starving.
We can help with food, we can help with finding housing, we can help with finding childcare, we can help with connecting with healthcare services. We can also help with maybe transportation needs. The list goes on. Those students who reach out and connect with Single Stop have been proven to have higher grade point averages. Those students who ask for help and connect with us, they are more likely to graduate and stay enrolled in school.
Single Stop can also help with Florida health benefits like Medicaid and Kid Care, food assistance like SNAP and WIC, and tax help to help you qualify for the federal child tax credit and lifetime learning tax credit. In addition, our case managers can connect you to on or off-campus services for food, transportation, housing, and utility help, and more. And if you've been part of the foster care system, there's assistance for that as well. Single Stop at FSCJ believes all students have the opportunity to fulfill their potential. And we have all the resources you need in one place so you can concentrate on your studies and complete your goals. Make Single Stop your first and last stop to get the help you need to be successful inside of the classroom and out.
Oh man, I almost forgot. I got class. Oh. Hey everybody, welcome to News Reporting and Writing. I'm Professor LaBarbera. Great to see everybody.
One semester later.
Great meeting, guys. Oops, sorry, I was on mute. I said, great class meeting, everyone, as always. Love seeing your pets, your kids, everybody else walk through it. Fun time. See you next time. Ooh, my bread is ready.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
Just when the show was getting good. We need to keep watching this. Thank you. They say hindsight is 20/20, and if I only knew then what I know now. Well, we asked what advice you would give yourself a year ago, and here are just a few of those answers. Buy toilet paper. Buy Amazon stock. Don't eat all of those chips. Stay calm, adapt fast, and live. Don't take anything for granted. And resilience is essential. And the last one is probably one of my favorites. This college is made up of some of the most adaptable, innovative, and resilient people that I know. And so many of them are out here today, and the others that have joined us live online, thank you for being here. It is an honor to work alongside each of you. Now, we also heard about some pretty great things that happened to you during this time. Getting healthier, walking every day, losing some weight, reinventing yourself, becoming homeowners, expanding your families, pursuing and completing new degrees, refocusing priorities, and in general, just balancing life. It's refreshing to hear about all of those amazing things happening amidst this COVID chaos. I'd like to now welcome Professor of Logistics and Distribution, Dr. Johnny Bowman, and Associate Vice President for Strategic Priorities, Dr. Deb Fontaine, to lead us through a discussion on guided pathways. And immediately following their presentation, we have a special performance from FSCJ DanceWorks.
Well, good morning, everyone. It is so nice to see some faces out here and have some people to talk to. It's so great to have Dr. Bowman here with us this morning as well. Good morning, Johnny. Good morning. This morning, we wanted to take a few minutes to talk to you a little bit about our guided pathways work at the institution. Again, just kind of defining it for us, talk about how it's positively impacting our students, and then what it means for our roles as we begin implementing the guided pathways framework. So what is Guided Pathways? We've launched this effort just this past spring. We were able to do it virtually, so it was great to have everyone participating even in that virtual environment and start building this framework. Basically, Guided Pathways, though, is structured to create a framework within the institution that provides an integrated, college-wide approach to help students succeed, to try and help break down silos and work together. It's intentionally designed. Clear and coherent educational experiences help prevent students from becoming lost in the system, to help them through some of the academic ease that we might be comfortable with, but many of our students are not. And although this work is focused primarily on student success in general, its foundation is truly in developing processes and strategies to help target and close equity gaps in our student success efforts. It's evidence-based, so it's not something that we've just come up with from a few pieces of advice from other institutions. It's evidence-based, and we are building the framework to comprehensively address all of our, to build the conditions for all of our students to thrive and to complete their goals.
So, how does Guided Pathways transform the student experience? First of all, it creates more clarity by including features that clarify paths, such as course sequencing and detailed outcomes. Guided Pathways also provides more guidance from counseling to ensure students get the best start by using an integrated academic support approach. Also, Guided Pathways also creates a greater likelihood of completion as a result of improved placement, reduced credit accumulation. And then lastly, Guided Pathways transforms the student experience by improving students' preparations and opportunities for transfer and career placement. Oftentimes, we forget to celebrate the great work we do at our institution. And there's no better way, more appropriate to measure our great work than to hear feedback from our students' voices. Here are some of the voices of our students. The career advisor helped me get a better direction of where I wanted to go, and the academic advisor helped me set my classes based on my interests and needs. Another student's voice: academic advising has helped me set a goal to myself to make sure my college experience is the best and make sure that I take the classes that I need to take. Another student's voice: I had some mental health concerns, and I told my professor about it. He said he was more than willing to help work with me to help me get myself together. Just hearing someone say that they cared and reaching out to me, asking if I needed extra time for assignments, really meant a lot to me. And lastly, as a student who went from taking all of my classes face-to-face to virtual, I greatly appreciated all of the efforts made to help someone like me make the transition. I felt both represented and supported. Dr. Fontaine?
So then what does this guided pathways work mean to us as an institution? We all have a role to participate in here, whether we participate in the pillar committees that have produced some of the work, like EAB Navigate, Single Stop, those sorts of initiatives that are helping to build that foundation of the umbrella work with guided pathways. What does it mean for us? So some of the things that we need to think about as we move forward, it's everything that we do. We get caught up in this whirlwind, especially with COVID, lots going on. We get caught up in a world when we forget that student success is our priority. Every day, student success needs to be the thing that drives our decisions and drives what we do. Think about learning in and outside the classroom. We're an academic institution. Teaching happens predominantly in the classroom. But there are many, many opportunities that we can create to help with some informal learning, informal connections to support our students and help them move towards success. And finally, think about how we can be representatives of FSCJ in all that we do, both inside and outside in the community. What is it that's special about us that we can share that makes sure that we are presenting the best face in our commitment to student success from our institution? So these broad ideas can break down or translate differently based on our roles at the institution. I work in the AO. I don't interact with students every day, but there are lots of opportunities that I can create so that I do have interaction with students. Proactively engage with students on campus. If I go down to downtown, I don't need to walk on the outside of the ATC. I can walk through the ATC and just stop and say hello to a few students that might be sitting there studying or having a little conversation. Just be proactive and say hello, introduce yourself when it's appropriate. Be timely. When students reach out to us, again, we get caught up in that whirlwind and we set something off to the side and sometimes we forget. But we need to make sure we're prioritizing our students. So be responsive in what they're asking for and be timely in that response. And then finally, if a student needs referral, have to go back to Dr. Herlocker's, that warm handoff. Sometimes we don't have the answers. I often don't have the answers, especially for like student services work, but I find that person and make sure that the student is connected to the right person or that they feel comfortable coming back to me if for some reason they get lost in that system. So making those connections, making it personal, makes a difference. And this is a big part of what that umbrella framework of the guided pathways does for us.
So how does guided pathways impact what faculty do? Every way, in every way. Set the tone for success. That's what we need to do as faculty from the very beginning. How do we do that? We need to ask ourselves a couple of questions. First, does our syllabus set students up for success? In other words, do we have the right expectations? Do we allow students to understand what our rules are, what the penalties are for not following those rules? We need to engage with our students in all modalities. We need to get to know our students' name. We need to know their stories. Our students have gone through a tremendous challenge over this last year, as many of us have, but yet they're still achieving, they're still pressing forward. We need to connect our course that we teach to the larger program of study. Even though in logistics, our students are writing papers and they're doing presentations, We don't really teach English, but that's a skill set that's connected to the larger part of study that students do need. We also need to create collaborative learning opportunities in the classroom. Listen, no student really likes group projects. As I was a student, I didn't like group projects. But we need to make those fun, engaging, and learning opportunities for students. And then lastly, we need to share our successful pedagogical practices with colleagues. We are doing great things in the classroom. We need to share those experiences with each other as colleagues. And finally, what we want to also share with you is one success story of many that we could have selected to hear our students' voices that we are truly making a difference.
This semester I've had a great professor. I recently took 2 years prior to this, I took a 2-year hiatus from school because of my mental health, and getting back in again and getting adjusted to the whole entire layout of FSCJ was really different for me, and I had trouble adjusting. And my humanities professor, he helped me through all of it. And in addition to that, right now my life is kind of chaotic. We're in the process of, we just moved to Virginia, and in 2 weeks we moved to Spain because of military orders. And so it's just trying to be able to finish all my work on time. And I told the professor like of all my current life issues, and he completely understood and was very empathetic. And he said, I'm more than willing to work with you. And just hearing that, and just him reaching out to me and asking me if I had any issues or anything, and if I needed extra time to do certain assignments was extremely helpful and very, very thoughtful and considerate.
Okay, thank you. In closing, I just want to say again, welcome back. Thanks for all that you're doing. But keep in mind that student success is at the core of what we do, and participate in our guided pathways activities when you've got that opportunity. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Man, this is good. You cannot beat this. Convocation, got some fresh bread, and now someone at my door? Hang on. Who's that knocking at my door? Oh, thank you, Amazon person. I've been waiting like 6 hours for this. Amazon, you'd think, they would know what I want. Oh, so much good stuff. Oh, I know who's going to appreciate these, that's for sure. Oh, my rubber chicken, finally. Oh, thank God. Don't hit your face, Joe. My life-size Jackie Chan doll. What a cool action figure. Oh, my favorite scene from The Godfather. Oh, of course, I gotta lift weights. Oh, workout. Oh, my Florida puzzle. I have been waiting for this for such a long time. They like me. They really like me. Oh, and my light. I'm ready for my close-up. So much good stuff. Oh, well, I cannot wait to see how this ends. Can we give DanceWorks one more round of applause under the direction of Professor Rebecca Levy? I was at my first dance in 7th grade at Lane Junior High School, and a girl walked up to me and she said, "You dance funny." And I stopped dancing. So maybe we all just have, it took me a while to get back on the dance floor, so maybe we all have to just dance like nobody's watching. That was incredible, thank you. I'd like now to introduce somebody special. It's our Chief Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Officer, Lisa Moore. She will talk about DEI and B and what that means to all of us. Lisa.
Good morning. It's hard to follow DanceWorks, right? So, as Joe indicated, I've titled my remarks DEIB and FSCJ, but I have a confession. I'm acronym adverse. I learned I was acronym adverse when I began my journey in education. I started at Duval County Public Schools and now here at FSCJ for over 14 years. And what I realized is in education, you guys have this plethora of acronyms, and it's like the secret language that everybody knew, but me. So I would sit in meetings, and they would go something like this. Someone would say, we're working on the PCOL, and it's fabulous. Somebody else in the room would go, oh my God, it is. We've seen it, it's great. And someone else would say, did you consider the BTMR? And someone else would say, yes, we have the MTE committee, and they are researching that, and they have incorporated all the feedback. We're good to go. And then all these people would agree and nod and smile and high five, back when we could high five, and the meeting would be over. And I would sit there and go, that was great. I have zero clue. So, even though I am acronym adverse, for those of you like me, I'm also sensitive to understanding what letters mean and what words mean. So I want to take a little bit and talk about DEI and B. DEI and B stands for diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging. The college is striving to build a culture and climate of diversity, equity, inclusive excellence, and belonging. This is reflected in our values, our mission, our objective, our goals, the wonderful projects you've seen displayed today. But what is diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging? Diversity refers to characteristics that make us all unique. And traditionally, we think about what I call the common ones, right? Race, gender, age. but it's anything that makes us unique. It's ability, it's disability, it's language, it's socioeconomics, it's where you hail from, the great state of Georgia. I don't want to hear go Florida. Anyway, but the list could go on. So remember, diversity is more than just common demographics. And equity. Equity is the elimination of barriers to ensure that each individual thrives and is successful. It acknowledges someone's history, their resources, their learned experiences. And in simple terms, it is meeting someone where they are and providing them the tools to be successful. Equity is different from equality, because equality means you give everybody the same thing. Equity means we are meeting people where they are and providing them the resources and tools they need to be successful. Inclusion is a climate where an individual feels welcome, accepted, respected, empowered, and supported. And it's more than just tolerance of diversity. Inclusion is more than a seat at the table. It's being acknowledged and valued for being at the table. It's the theme of today. We are better together. Belonging is the feeling of security and support when there's a sense of acceptance and inclusion. When a person can feel like they can be themselves, when they feel acknowledged and accepted. You heard that the young lady and in several of the comments Dr. Bowman and Dr. Fontaine shared where students said, my professor heard me and helped me and acknowledged me. That's belonging. We want to encourage that level of belonging. I always share DEI and B in this way. Diversity is see me. Diversity is a strength and represents different perspectives, opportunities for creativity, better decision-making, and faster problem-solving because we have different perspectives at the table. Equity is support me. We are not all coming to the table with the same resources, knowledges, and experiences, like my inability to decipher acronyms. But as an example, a single parent may need assistance to attend after-hours tutoring sessions, or a working student may need help looking at extra credit opportunities. A student whose first language may need assistance with our standard syllabus. Inclusion is hear me. When you see me and you understand that I might need additional resources or supports, do you consider what can be done to include me? Do you consider what I may need, or do we do what's convenient for us or what we've always done? And belonging. Belonging is welcome me. We all want to belong, to feel included, to feel that you are engaged. That's when you thrive. That's when our students thrive and our staff and faculty thrive. One of my favorite quotes is from Maya Angelou, and she said, people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. People will never forget how you made them feel. DEI and B should be so ingrained in our college culture that it's simply the way we operate. It requires conscious decisions around diversity and inclusion, around safe space for dialogue and continued professional development. It requires all of us to be mindful to include all lenses and perspectives at the table, being respectful of differences and striving to empower each other to be the best representation of FSCJ we can be, not only internally but externally. As we begin this new year, I challenge you to step outside of your comfort zone. Have safe space conversations. Seek other opinions. Seek and be open to meeting new people and new ideas. Be intentional in your efforts to improve the culture and climate. I close with this quote from the authors Liz Fosseline and Molly West Duffy, who said, "Diversity is having a seat at the table. Inclusion is having a voice, and belonging is having that voice be heard. Because remember, we are stronger together." I thank you for your attention today. I wish you a successful new year. I echo what everybody else says. It's great to see actual faces, not in a little square. Have a great day.
Thank you so much, Lisa. Thank you. I think we can all agree that we have a tremendous leader in our president, Dr. John Avendano. For close to a year and a half, we have faced uncertainty like never before through something I've just called COVID chaos. But thanks to Dr. Avendano, it was anything but chaos here at FSCJ. Through it all, he's been open to share and collaborate to help our students, each other, and this community and the college. And it has not gone unnoticed. Dr. Avendano even inspired me to learn a new song during the pandemic. We don't have time for the whole thing. We have to keep it moving along. But I would like to sing the first 2 lines for you. It's called the Chicago Bears Fight Song. And it goes something like this. Bear down, Chicago Bears. Make every play clear a path to victory. Bear down, Chicago Bears. You get the idea. And I want to thank you for being so inspirational this year. They're telling me keep it moving. Dr. Avendano also inspired one of our students, Lolita Miller. Now, Lolita has penned a poem. It is a tribute to Dr. Avendano, and it is called He's Just Like Me. And we'd like to share that with you, and immediately following, Dr. Avendano will deliver his keynote address.
Hi, my name is Lolita Miller, and I had an opportunity to meet with Dr. A at the first of the year. And that was an awesome meeting. And when I walked out of that meeting, this poem came to my heart. So Dr. A, I dedicate this poem to you. The title, He's Just Like Me. As I walked into his office, to me larger than life, fear entrapped me, and I wondered, why am I here? But immediately, I pondered within, he's just like me. His mahogany and red bookshelf standing tall as a wall that engulfed me as a tiny newborn butterfly waiting for destiny and possibilities. As he kept talking to me, my thoughts were, he's just like me. His voice was wrapped with a melody of kindness and encouragement. Finally, my racing heart had become like a calm and silent ocean waiting to explore and experience growth that he had challenged me to embrace. He shared a snapshot of his life, the good, the bad, and perhaps maybe a little ugly. I could feel and envision his bright smile that was hidden behind his mask because of the COVID-19 pandemic. As he spoke to me as a true friend for life, he even remembered my name, saying, Lolita, you can do this, and never stop growing and reaching for your dreams. Truly, it was a moment in time just for me. Amazingly, he thanked me for our time together. I was so honored to be in the presence of such a humble man. Again, I pondered, he's just like me. Sir, I am proud to be one of your students at FSCJ because you have inspired me to never stop reaching for the top and always follow my dreams. Thank you for encouraging me to follow my dreams. I will always remember I can be that 1/10 percentage that will succeed in life in spite of hard knocks and regrets. One day, I will share my story of success with others, just as you have shared your life story with me today. Before I walked out of his office, I inhaled and I exhaled, marking within my mind my moment with a very special person. And I whispered, he's just like me.
Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. That is, as you can imagine, a very, very humbling experience. Having Joe LaBarbera sing the Chicago Bears fight song is one of the most memorable times in my career from now on. Thank you, Joe. And Lolita was amazing as well. She's a special person, and she gives a lot of her credit to the work that all of you do for her to also inspire her and help her along in her way. So, as others have mentioned, I also want to extend my appreciation for all of you who are here, and good morning and welcome to Convocation 2021. It is really so glad to see you all here today, and for those of you who are out there in Cyberland, I thank you for joining us today as well. I want you to know that it really does feel good to start another school year, one that is hopefully a more normal year than what we've had in the past. And I want you all to know that I really did miss you. I miss seeing the smiling faces, whether they're behind a mask or the smiles in the eyes in the last year and a half. So I thank you very much. And it's not just the same to walk into an empty campus or an empty college, because for me, the spirit and the energy that comes to the college is absent when people are absent from our institution. And so it's each and every one of you, along with our students, who bring that level of energy and bring the spirit to FSCJ. And so I thank you for being here and for helping us get started on another school year. And so I have to be honest, I used to do about 2 State of the College addresses per year in my previous life, and so technically this would be my 23rd return to campus presentation and my 13th convocation address over the course of my career. And I can say without a doubt that this one has probably been the most difficult one to pen in preparing for today. And like all convocation remarks, I think it's vitally important that we set the tone for the year, and that this year, that is especially true. And as a result, I really wanted this year's remarks to be upbeat. I wanted them to be positive. I wanted to be forward-looking, and if at all possible, I wanted them to be inspirational. And thus, as I've done in the past, with any of my past convocation presentations and back-to-school addresses, I asked my wife for her thoughts and her feedback, and she's actually watching, so if you don't mind, say good morning, Janet. Good morning, Janet. That's for you, honey. So I asked her for her thoughts and advice in terms of my back-to-school address, and so she, as she's done in the past, and very profoundly, I might add, she said these words to me. She said, "Those who are truly committed to students will always be committed to students," and she was a teacher, so she knows that. "And those who wish to be inspired will be inspired, and they too will find ways to inspire others. And those who came for the donuts and the breakfast and the t-shirts are already looking at their watches and checking their emails, so don't worry about them." So I went ahead and I just thanked her, and I went about making my remarks for this morning. And so as I thought about them, I thought about my remarks today. I knew that there would be 2 topics that would be unavoidable for today. The first is obviously the pandemic that is caused by COVID-19 that has gripped us and in many respects paralyzed us for far, far too long. And then the second is our return to campus plan, which I also think has gripped us and has also paralyzed us for far too long. And so I wrestled with where would I put these 2 topics in the scope of the 55 topics I planned on covering this morning. Should I include them at the beginning? Should I put them in the middle? Should I put them at the end of my remarks? But knowing that that was going to be a dilemma I was going to have, and knowing that a ceremonial assembly at FSCJ, that the community, I wanted this to end in an inspired, energetic, and hopefully high note, if nothing else, at least a comforting note. And so I thought I would just address it right here at the very beginning. So there's no denying that the past 17 months have been challenging and difficult to navigate for all of us, along with emotionally and mentally draining, and yet here we are today together. And there's no denying that coming back to work or to campus can be very scary and met with a great deal of trepidation and anxiety. I feel that, I know that, and much of which I believe is the result of the unknown, right? Is it safe? Are my coworkers vaccinated? Will I be asked if I'm vaccinated? What about all the students? How safe are they? Will they respect my decisions and my opinions? And yet, still, many of you are here today. We are here together. And there's no question that come Monday, many of our students will arrive at our campuses and our centers with the exact same fears and concerns and anxieties that we are all feeling here today. And perhaps they will be asking themselves the same questions. How safe is the campus? Where should I wear my mask? Can I wear my mask? What happens if I don't wear my mask? The president always says to come see him if I have a problem. Where's his office? I need to talk to him. And then layer on top of that, as we saw in some of the videos, the nervousness that many of the students may be feeling for the very first time coming to college, balancing their jobs and their family and their safety for themselves and for the family. But yet, come Monday, they will be here with all of us together. So there's no denying that there's been a lot going on in all of our lives, and there's no denying that we have all been through a lot in the last 17 months. Yet, I am confident that we will get through this together because we really are better together. I firmly believe that. We've come this far, and we will continue to move our institution forward for our students, for our community, for ourselves, and for FSCJ. But before we take our eyes off of the rearview mirror and start looking forward again for the future, let's just take a brief look at some of the things that we've accomplished despite the challenges that COVID presented to us in the past 17 months. Let's reflect on just a few of the highlights and accomplishments from this past year and a half. Despite the challenges of COVID, our faculty and staff pivoted on a moment's notice to educate, train our students, and help them cross the finish line this past year. Despite the challenges of COVID, we still graduated nearly 7,000 students in a virtual ceremony and what I felt was an electrifying drive-through event this past May. And despite COVID, our graduates pushed through a new or different learning modality and joined the workforce in healthcare, manufacturing, business, IT, culinary, and so many other different professions. And in addition to dealing with COVID, we took on the issue of social unrest. We took witnessing the horrific death of George Floyd and the unrest across the country, and we advanced our efforts in diversity, equity, inclusion, and belongingness to create an office with leadership with goals that helped us secure a $1 million grant through the Bank of America to support our underserved community and helping them go through training and education so they too can get high-wage jobs. And then just last week, we had the privilege of welcoming the inaugural class of our students for the Northeast Florida Jobs Initiative, which supports our students through, again, the funding of Bank of America, and students will also be eligible to receive scholarships through the City of Jacksonville through their Operation Boost program. And just for everyone's perspective, if you're not familiar with the Bank of America grant, we were one of only 22 institutions across the entire country that was recognized for this particular significant grant and award, something we can take great pride in. And then lastly, in addition to all the numerous program improvements and the curriculum improvements and the adjustments we made for students so that they could be successful, one stood out a little bit for me. In this past year, our faculty in the automotive technology expanded an agreement that we had with Jacksonville Transportation Authority, and they developed the first ever, the first of its kind, the only one in the country, for a curriculum for autonomous vehicles. So in short, when you think about this, FSCJ served over 40,000 students through various modalities this past year. FSCJ graduated, credentialed, and certified nearly 7,000 students who are out into the workforce and our community. We were recognized and rewarded for our efforts in serving the underserved, and we became a leader in innovative technology. So this past year, we accomplished a lot in spite of COVID, and there was so much more that I didn't have the time to mention today. So here we are in 2021-22, this school year, and so what do we have to look forward to? So let me just tell you that prior to COVID, that when it hit us in March of 2020, we had made significant headway towards our long-term strategic plan, and with the leadership of Dr. Fontaine and approximately 200 faculty, staff, and students, a new visionary impact plan. Version 2.0 is nearly completed, approved, and set so that FSCJ can once again drive our institution forward to meet the needs of our business and industry and our community. Furthermore, let me share with you what this group of A++ personalities did beyond developing the VIP 2.0. This group took it upon themselves to examine our mission, vision, core values, and strategies to raise the college to an even higher level. These special teams and these groups of leaders at FSCJ did the surprise factor for FSCJ. They took us to a higher level without being asked. This group of institutional leaders revised our mission, vision, core values, and therefore they have set the foundation for the things that we saw this morning, like guided pathways for the future, achieving the dream, and student success strategies to support our students reach their goals. Now, just to be clear, these categories of mission, vision, core values, and initiatives are more than just slogans that are on our materials. They are more than just the concepts that exist on the websites. They define who we are, where we're going, how we'll get there, and what we believe in. And again, just to be clear, this re-energized mission, vision, strategies, and core values are not ideas that were conjured up in just my mind that they worked on, nor were they concepts that came up from the executive leadership team. They were developed and molded by many of you who developed them because you all saw this is the direction we want to move our institution. So you all are the leaders for FSCJ. So our mission, vision, strategies, and core values are solidified. We know that we can be confident in our preparation and for the changes that are coming to our community. And if you're not familiar with them, so what can we expect in the near future? What are the changes that we are experiencing in our community? Well, let me give you some ideas. And think about this. The counties of Duval and Nassau are growing at 2.5 to 3% per year. All right? There are 75 people moving into Jacksonville each and every day. Right? So we are in a position for growth. And personally, of those 75 people moving into Jacksonville each and every day, I think every one of them are driving on Atlantic Boulevard when I'm going to and from work every single day. So there is confirmed growth in our areas of manufacturing, of healthcare, aviation and aerospace, financial technologies, and logistics, because Northeast Florida is one of the more desirable places and locales in the country to move their businesses, and we will reap the benefits of that opportunity. So in addition, more and more companies are also in our area are focused on diversifying their workforce and expanding their reach to include the typically underserved people in our community. And we will be the ones preparing them. And we will be ready. And I am confident that we as an institution will be ready. So how do I know? How do I know that we will be ready? Why am I so confident? So let me just share with you just a short story and let you in on a little bit of a secret. So when I was fortunate enough to go through the interview process and be a finalist here at FSCJ, the night before my interview, I watched for the umpteenth time Coach Jimmy Valvano's speech on the 1993 ESPY Awards. And if you've never seen that, I would encourage you to pull it up and spend 10 minutes watching that video. That speech has always kind of given me a level of inspiration and strength as I go into anything that I think it might be a little bit challenging. And if you're not familiar with Jimmy Valvano's story, when you watch that video, it'll give you an idea of the courage and the inspiration that it took for him to get to that point. With that, I've seen other videos of Coach Jimmy Valvano from North Carolina State. And in addition to learning about the three things, there was one thing that Coach Valvano referenced in another video that also kind of gave me strength. and gave me some perspective when I thought about the things that we've been through in the last 17 months. In one of his other videos, he quotes Bob Richards, who was an Olympian pole vaulter for the United States in 1948, again in 1952, and in 1956, and is a two-time gold medalist for the U.S. and once won the bronze medal. And so Bob Richards, the Olympian, said, "Every single day in every walk of life, ordinary people are doing extraordinary things." So think about that again. Every single day, in every walk of life, ordinary people are doing extraordinary things. So as I thought about that quote and its relevance to me, I thought about where we've been in the last 17 months. And personally, I would like to modify his quote by Bob Richards to describe all of us here at FSCJ. And I believe this, and I really hope that all of us would believe this as well. And that is that every day, FSCJ has extraordinary people doing things for ordinary students so they can go about doing extraordinary things in their lives in the future. And that's why I have the confidence. That's how we impact our community. And we've been doing so for 55 years starting this year. So let's start there. Despite a worldwide pandemic, we still served, again, over 40,000 students who needed education and training, and we stepped up to the task. We still accomplished so many outstanding things this past year and a half. It was amazing what we did through a pandemic and social unrest that just shook our world. And so what's stopping us now from accomplishing even more, unless it's us? Because we can do even more, but it takes all of us. It takes all of us. We can't navigate a ship with only half the oars in the water, and we can't do that well if all the oars are only on one side of the ship. So to have FSCJ move forward at the speed of business and to support the rapid growth of our community and address the educational and the training goals of our students, we need everyone's oars in the water pulling the same way. And I know that we can do it. And I'm positive that we can do it, and I am confident that we can do it. And why? Again, because I know we have extraordinary people at FSCJ teaching and guiding and supporting ordinary students who will go on to do extraordinary things in their lives, and you have the opportunity to shape that. They will be able to do that each and every day. And so I thank you all for the work that you've done, for the passion that you bring to work each and every day. I thank you for serving our students, for serving our community, for supporting each other, and for welcoming everybody to FSCJ. With that, I want to wish you an outstanding 2021-2022 school year, and know that I am proud to serve as a president for FSCJ, and I hope each and every one of you are proud to be here as well. Thank you. As we bring our time to a close here, I want to also start by thanking a few of our presenters here at FSCJ. I want to start by obviously also thanking the FSCJ Dance Works, our students, for being back on campus. Yeah. And I could not ever think of a better MC for our program than the one that I've had the last 3 years, Professor Joe LaBarbera. I must also again acknowledge those who make this event possible. It's a whole team of faculty and staff from across the college that put a lot of time and energy into the details and the behind the scenes work, and there are a lot of behind the scenes work that goes on that made this event possible. There's too many of them to name. Along with the planning committee, thank you. There's, again, far too many people to name, but let's give them all a big round of applause. When you have time, take a look at the program. You'll see their names listed there, and please thank them as the day goes on. And then finally, to all of you who have joined us today, thank you for making this a priority in your day, for being here today, and for being here online. I hope that you are prepared for the start of the school year. I know I am excited today, and I am excited and anxious for Monday in a good way. I think it's going to be a great day. And I know it'll be much different than what we've experienced in the last 17 months. So I hope you all also share in my excitement and that you welcome our students back come Monday and over the course of the fall term. And again, best wishes for a wonderful academic school year. As a symbol of our appreciation for all you do, we have boxed lunches for those who are here. You can pick those up in the cafeteria. Feel free to hang out a little bit longer, and you can take them back with you to your offices if you would like. And again, I wish you all a fantastic, safe, healthy, and enjoyable school year. Thank you for everything you do.
Mm-hmm.